I'm Tristan Winder in the News 2 streaming studio at the Morning Pulse here on this Monday, April 7th. We begin with news just into the News 2 newsroom here in the past hour or so out of the Nebraska Panhandle, as police and Alliance have responded to a reported stolen firearm involving a juvenile suspect. A citizen of Alliance informed officers that a juvenile male had allegedly stolen a handgun. The citizen advised that they had given the juvenile a ride to a local apartment complex approximately 2 weeks ago. A recent check of his pickup indicated that the firearm that was stored under the rear seat of the pickup was missing. The citizen indicated that the firearm was fully loaded at the time of the theft. As this information was shared, officers with the Alliance Police Department began an investigation that led to the residence of the suspected juvenile. Consent to search the bedroom was granted by the residence owner and the juvenile itself. During the search, officers locate a Smith & Wesson 9mm handgun under the juvenile's bed. The firearm matched the description provided by the citizen and was identified by them as being theirs. The juvenile was taken into custody, and charges related to theft and unlawful possession of a firearm are pending. The juvenile was detained and transported to the detention center for juveniles in Norfolk. The Alliance Police Department is using this as a reminder for all firearm owners of the critical importance of proper firearm storage. Storing firearms in secure, locked containers or using a cable or trigger lock can prevent unauthorized access, especially by children or unauthorized individuals. In the weeks ahead, state lawmakers will be debating legislation to return Nebraska to a winner-take-all electoral system. The debate of LB3 is expected to start tomorrow with a vote to follow. Senator Lauren Lippercott of Central City introduced the bill. Last year, Governor Pillen considered calling a special session on the topic, but did not have the votes to do so. Right now, Nebraska is one of just 2 states that divide its electoral college votes based on the congressional districts. The bill being debated tomorrow would make all Nebraska votes go directly towards one candidate. And while farmers may be eager to get out in the field this time of the year, unpredictable weather and definitely a bit of a rush time frame for spring planting can lead to an increase in farm-related injuries and even ER visits. The Central States Center for Agriculture Safety and Health says that agriculture is the most dangerous profession in America. In 2022, workers in ag, forestry, fishing, and hunting industries had one of the highest fatal injury rates, with almost 19 deaths per 100,000 full-time workers. The CHI registered nurse that spoke to our sister station KSNB Local 4 in Hastings recommends getting plenty of rest, trying not to rush, and limiting distractions to help farmers avoid injuries in the midst of this spring planting season. And the sun is shining for spring football as the Huskers wrapped up 2 weeks of practice recently. For Coach Matt Rule, Year 3 has been about a sweet spot, really, bringing Baylor and Temple to new heights within those third-year seasons. Heading into Year 3 with the Huskers, Coach Rule is confident in the team's talent on roster.
The first 2 years have been a lot of work, and a lot of work not by me, by a lot of people. And I think a lot of that work has come into fruition. I think we're doing a really nice job. I think the players are doing a really nice job. So it's about where I thought it should be. It's where it should be, and it's about where I thought it would be. I expect us to be pretty good.
Rivers rose and flooding worsened Sunday across the U.S. And specifically the South and Midwest, threatening communities already badly damaged by days of heavy rain and wind that have killed at least 18. Even as the rain moved out of some of the hardest hit areas in Arkansas, Tennessee, and Kentucky, water levels crept up in some communities, swirling into homes and businesses and submerging roads within Kentucky as well, while rescue crews checked up on residents in the state capital, which they needed inflatable boats to do so. Cleanup efforts are ongoing in Mississippi after destructive storms hit, including tornadic activity, in which a storm destroyed 13 homes and 2 farms, injuring 2 people. One report indicates that a farmhouse was thrown 80 yards by a tornado and had residents inside the home at the time as well. And a train derailed after heavy floodwaters washed out a railroad bridge early Saturday morning in Arkansas. The train was stopped on a bridge in Arkansas when heavy floodwaters washed out the bridge and derailed several cars, as you can see. Now, thankfully, no one was injured, but BNSF railway personnel are coordinating with local officials to clear the train cars and repair the bridge as soon as possible. But this just goes to show the strength of these storms, too, as you can see from destroying this rail bridge. And lastly, today in national news, I guess you could say global news, the White House announcing that President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will hold a press conference with a visit coming as Israel deploys troops to a new security corridor across Gaza to continue pressing the Hamas militant group. The Prime Minister's office says that they are discussing tariffs along with efforts to return hostages, specifically discussing as well Israel-Turkey relations and more. This visit comes after Israel shattered the ceasefire with a bit of a surprise in Gaza last month. Running out the morning pulse here on this Monday, April 7th, with a check of the 7-day forecast. Favorable temperatures to start the work week. Still a little breezy, but not too bad. Temperatures by the time we hit the weekend could be seasonably warm into the mid-80s. Seasonably warm for spring, obviously, but still not too bad here to begin the work week with temperatures hanging out in the mid-60s to the low 70s.